Thank you for those inspiring words, Representative Santos. We have a tradition of inviting alumni graduates to speak, and it is my honor to introduce Ms. Santana Rabang. Cadet Rabang completed the residential portion of the Washington Youth Challenge Academy in 2012. She identifies as from Lumi Nation, Nooksuk Tribe, and First Nation Shawai Village. She is currently a producer and lead researcher at Children of the Setting Sun Productions and is committed to finding ways to be an asset to her organization, community, and her people. Please join me in welcoming Santana Rabang.
Nausiam Nostalgia, Santana Rabang, Sanasnat, Chakhlamisan. Hello, my respected people. My name is Santana Rabang. I come from Lummi. I'm so excited to be speaking in front of you today as an alumni from 2012-2. I can't believe it's been 10 years. Being here today brings back so many memories that make me feel extremely emotional, but I think the most prominent one is just being proud. I'm so proud of all of you who are sitting in front of me, or behind me, I should say, today. I know this journey wasn't easy, especially if you had the nerve to try out for Rangers. That was no joke. And I heard you guys didn't get berets, so I'm really sorry about that. Reflecting back to this time and in this moment, it was one of the happiest times in my life. This camaraderie that you felt with your fellow brothers and sisters this past 5.5 months is hard to come by. The connections you've made with each other, with your cadre, you're going to remember the rest of your life. I know I have. I still have fond memories of Master Sergeant Burt, Master Sergeant Willis, who is LT now, and Sergeant Lyons, who is the counselor. And especially when Master Sergeant Burt always hit us with that half-bright face, we knew what was about to happen next. But before you go home, I want to share something with you that has stuck with me until this day that I still look back and reflect on. And that's the hard part isn't being here. The hard part is when you walk out those doors and go back to a life when you're going to have to learn to discipline yourself. It's up to you now to take what you've learned here and apply it to the outside world. And trust me, it's easier said than done. After graduation, little did I know my life would be flipped upside down to what then turned into one of the worst times of my life. Reality set in. Both my parents were incarcerated. My brothers got taken away from CPS and were placed with our aunt. Then one morning, I received a call that my best friend, Devontae Thompson, was murdered at a house party. A party I know I could have gone to. Resisting the temptation of going to that party is what saved my life, and what probably could have saved his as well. There's so much pressure in this time that you're in right now to fit in. And by fitting in, you have to go to parties and engage in activities that aren't benefiting you or your future. I went through that phase, and trust me, it's not cool. When I lost my best friend, I dropped out of high school the last few months of my senior year, just 5 credits shy of graduating. I didn't get my diploma until 2 years later. I turned 21, and it felt like my life really went downhill from there. I reverted to alcohol to mask any trauma I was carrying from the lack of stability in my life. And then there was a moment when I hit complete rock bottom. I had to ask myself, is this the life I want to live? The answer to that was clearly no. This is where I had to remember the importance of discipline and integrity. I took accountability of my actions, and most importantly, I didn't allow my mistakes to define who I was as a person. In 2019, I enrolled into Northwest Indian College, which is located on the ancestral lands of Lummi, a community I got to grow up in. The education, engagement in community, and my culture is ultimately what saved my life. Attending a tribal college is not like any other public college. I remember the hardest assignment I got was filling out a family tree. The furthest I knew was my grandparents. Today, I've learned all the way up to my 4th great-grandfather. My education was grounded in learning who I am and where I come from. From there, I learned the importance of advancing Indigenous knowledge and promoting tribal sovereignty. I also learned the very harsh injustices of what Indigenous peoples have endured that still continue today. This all taught me that my education is not only for my success, but also in remembrance of those who come before me, for future generations, and for the protection of our homelands. After 3 long years, I am finally due to graduate from Northwest Indian College this Friday. My next plan is to continue my education at Fairhaven College, where I will create my own program of study around Indigenous socio-environmental justice. And for the past 1.5 years, I've been working at Children of the Setting Sun Productions as a producer and lead researcher. This job is everything I could have asked for. When I first enrolled into college, I remember those daunting questions. What do you want to do? What kind of career do you want? The only answer I could come up with is, I just want to speak. It felt silly at that moment, but to see myself now, standing in front of you all today, everything feels like it's coming to fruition. I have a job where we use traditional storytelling as a form of education through film. I'm able to use my voice to speak on behalf of Indigenous people, Mother Earth, and all living things. While doing that, it has also opened the door for beautiful opportunities like this. So again, I can't express how proud and grateful I am to be here. Please remember what I've shared with you today. The true battle starts now, and when life knocks you down or you feel like giving up, remind yourself that this pain or this feeling is temporary and you will get through it. Haishka Kwanasinatacho Isai Sinklatsa Tinapalia. Thank you for being here today. My hands go up to you.